then you love it. Come on, give me something. I know that you want it. Come on, give me something. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so are we, baby. The night is young, so let's have some fun. If you love me right, yeah, this could be the summer of our lives now, honey. Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. The sun sets on fire, tell me your desires. We're not getting tired, baby, take me higher. I'm Sunday, you love it, come on, give me something. I know that you want it, boy. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so are we, baby. The night is young, so let's have some fun. If you love me right, yeah, this could be the summer of our lives now, honey. Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. Give it to me, baby, all night. We can keep on dancing all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. We can keep on dancing all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. You love me right, yeah. If you love me right, yeah. If you love me right, yeah. This could be the summer of our lives now, honey. Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. Give it to me, baby, all night. We can keep on dancing all
Welcome back to another morning skate show with the hockey coach Guru Coach Francis directly from the Sunshine State and Florida. Hopefully you have an amazing great Tuesday. It's March 8th, 2022. It's Eastern time. It's 12 o'clock. Hopefully you're ready to have a lunch with your friends, your family, or maybe your co-worker. Depends where you at. But we have already the best of the best in the chat because Peter August from Niagara Falls is in the house right now with us today. We have a surprise today, and the chat went out directly from Finland. We are curious to know what's going on. Are you in a break week, or what's going on, Mr. Vilio in the house?
You are awesome.
Yes, she is. Yes, she's back. Yes, she said leave one last night, 5-4. Welcome back, Miss Kelly. From the upstate in New York, welcome back, Mr. Jose Duardi in the house this morning. From Finland, the morning said maybe Moy, but all today hopefully is not in the gym or maybe not in Sassona. He's going to tell us what's going on. I'm talking about Mr. Yamo Vertanen in the house. Oh, directly from Utah with a perfect night. I'm talking about the only one last night with a perfect night, 5-0 and prediction. We're going to talk about him tonight at the warm-up show with In Our Tap. But I'm talking about Mr. Ron with Kings 20 in the house. Congratulations, Mr. Ron, 5-5 last night, and also congratulations for you, Los Angeles King, beat the Boston Bruins in OT. Very surprised, I'll be honest with you. But when I saw the highlights of the game late last night, but hopefully, maybe you're going to go for another great night tonight. Directly from Québec, de la belle province de Québec, on lui souhaite un gros bonjour, le scout, because on l'appelle le scout, c'est notre ami Alexis Dubec. Il est de retour avec nous ce matin, pour cet après-midi. We talk about Round with Kings with a perfect night, but we talk about a guy got the number of the goal of 5 games last night in NHL with 34 goals. I'm talking about Mr. John Grega. He's the winner of the number of the goal last night. So congratulations, Mr. John, and welcome to the Hockey Nation Show this morning. Hopefully, Peter, you're doing well. Thanks for joining us this morning. Just this week, glad to see you, Mr. Vileo, and hopefully you're doing well. I always refer to you about a month ago. And when we say, you have a lot of weeks to go and it's going to be long, everything like that. You already have another step forward. You have less time to go to stay there. So keep up with your great works, Valeo. Do the great things, and thanks for your service. I know everybody have to do it, but again, it's the time to do it for you. So let's do it. Yeah, almost a couple more months to finish, and let's finish strong. Mr. Valeo, the Hockey Nation Show is behind you. I know you're going to do well. So let's finish strong, my friend. Coach, Montreal is buyer or seller? Is a seller, Mr. Alexi. I'm talking about the number one fans of the Hockey Nation Show. I'm talking about the number one fans of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm talking about Mr. Eagle Frank 86 in the house. Mr. David Hunt is in the house this morning. Welcome, Mr. David. Hopefully an amazing, great Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today. I'm talking about the man of the man, an amazing, great person in the chat. Always great to support the Hockey Nation Show. I'm talking about Mr. Roger Delaney in the house. Peter said that Jared McCann signed his 5 year contract. Great signing for Seattle. Yeah, we're going to talk about this the next couple of minutes. It's one of the news of the day, honestly. And then the military service is calling about that. Ça va très bien, moi, Alexis. J'espère que tout va bien. Moi, je parle de la guerre aussi à l'école. All right. Ici, on n'en parle pas. On parle du hockey ici. You welcome, Ron. It's great conversation. Here we go. Thank Jose. 190. Mr. Everything is big over there. Everything is big. The barbecue, the cookies, the city, the hooters. Everything is big over there. I'm talking about in Texas. We welcome the number of fans of the New Jersey Devils. I'm talking about the chef, the retirement. I'm talking about Mr. Joseph Laham and the house. Et voilà. So you know in Texas everything is big. All right. I don't know. Every time I said that, I'm thinking about Waco. Waco, everything is big over there, but that's another subject. But I coach in Waco. I think I have only one bar at Waco. But it was a special barn. Like in El Paso in Texas, when you coach in El Paso, not the new one, but I coach in the bad one, like the bad one. And I'm talking about the bad ones because you are about 1 mile from the borders between Mexico and El Paso. And it's not always pretty over there. You better to wear your vest, the anti-ball vest, but that's another subject. But anyway, it was a really strange bar in El Paso. It was always full, always packed over there. That's when I start to meet the Latino woman in USA when I was coaching again in El Paso. But that's another subject. We can talk later because we have too many things to talk about this morning. Usually those stories are after 11 the night. After 11 p.m. the night. So that's what's going on. Ce soir, j'ai un écho de bref. Ah ben, c'est tant mieux, mon Alexis. J'espère que tout va bien. Vraiment, make this season debut tonight. Mr. Yamo, you're absolutely right. He's going to be back after an injury on the right shoulder. Surgery, by the way. Donc, tant mieux, mon Alexis. Roger Daniel, comparé à hier soir, bon, très, très content d'entendre ça, mon Alexis. They flipped us last night. Good for them. Welcome back to the update on Lundell from yesterday collision. No, for me, I did not hear nothing. Honestly, I did not look the Florida Panthers this morning. That's a good thing. I did not pay it. I know he was out at the middle of the second period, I believe, but that would be good. Spornet just said New York was just can have further backup. Don't know the name of that coach on him coming here. Georgiev, Alexander Georgiev, no. The New York Rangers don't have anybody, honestly. I don't think so. Rangers is going to trade for Georgiev. I'm going to talk about different things a little bit later about that. Je scout bien, tant mieux, mon Alexis. The bad one, yeah, that's another subject. Lundell could miss Tuesday game against the Penguins as a precaution, but he paid the rookie forward. He's only dealing with a minor injury. Here we go, Yamo, the insider of the Finland players all around the league. Everything on that. So congratulations. Thank you so much about that one over there. If you don't know what Waco is between Dallas and Austin. So I'm not sure it's the 35. I cannot remember. I think it's the 35 highway. And when you leave a San Antonio area, I was leaving, and Canyon Lake. Here we go. And just great. Canyon Lake is just beside from a green something. It's a really, really teeny town. Canyon Lake is a lake, first of all, right? But beside them, they have a grain, and maybe Jose would say a grain something. That's when I met the actress. Jeez, I cannot remember her name. Anyway, and I met her there, and then the singer, country singer, another one. They are hanging there every Friday night over there. Yeah, you can do tubing, and Canyon Lake is recognized as a river, and you ran a big tubing, a big tire tubing, and you sit 6, 8 people, and you bring your beer and everything like that, and you go from the top, you go all the way down, and you're hanging there all the way, and very popular. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you have to bring some other subject, right? Pour m'aider avec ma motrice, fine, ma bonne fille. Bon, mais j'ai Alexis, ça va très bien aider, mon homme. Je vais prier pour toi. Tout va bien aller. Are we doing the pick during this show, coach? No, it's Friday, I believe, Kelly. I'm going to reschedule my stuff, we'll see. Londel, pour Michel, tu le fais-tu, mon homme, ou je le ferai demain matin, mon Alexis, mais la Floride ne le ferait pas pantoute, mon homme. Coach, you know, I have been sent all season the Boston have a chance to winning the Stanley Cup. They have been winning on the recent road trip. They have a really great trip, David, on the road. Obviously, they lost last night 3-2 on OT. And that's a big, huge for them. My problem, David, with Boston is the second center. I think they missed a couple of puzzles. I don't see them compete against the best 5 team. I'm talking the super elite. I think they can handle the Washington, the Pittsburgh, the Toronto, I believe, the Minnesota, the Nashville, the St. Louis, the Edmonton. But when you talk about Calgary, talk about Carolina, when you talk about Colorado, and then Tampa Bay and the Panthers, those 5 powerhouse, I feel like Boston they are not there yet. Now, you never know what could happen in the playoff. If one thing can surprise everything, it could be Boston. Swimming is great over there. And when you have a good, hot goaltender, you can go anywhere in the playoff. I can understand, David, but to win the Stanley Cup, they have to go they have to go until they reach the final. They have to go through 3 series where they have to fight the Panthers, the Tampa Bay, the Carolina. It's just too hard in my eyes at that moment. Giroux just been deal the Panthers. Congratulations, Claude Giroux. They just steal my my news. I thought I was going to announce this later, but congratulations, the Panthers just trade for Claude Giroux. I'll be curious about what they got in return. The Flyers. I think Owen Tippett is going to be the one in return with something else. But I can't wait to see the news a little bit later after the show. They are not too far from leading the Atlantic Division. The point they lost yesterday that hurt them, honestly, Toronto win. They have about 6.8 points behind. I can see this, David, but I don't see they can go there. Wako Yamo is Wako, like Wako. Is it true the asking price for Giroux is Londell in Detroit with Florida? No. Everybody for the Florida, and I'm going to talk about this later, but I can open up the door here. Everybody about Claude Giroux, the staff, the general manager, the assistant general manager, the Brière, the Fletcher, Bill Barber, and someone else went to Charlotte last Friday to watch the Flyers American Hockey League play against the Charlotte Shakers, where is the team of the Florida Panthers affiliation, and they went there to watching Owen Tippett. So if you have a trade between the Flyers, look like Alexis said the trade is done. I did not see this yet, so I'm just talking over my head right now. I don't see it. I'm sure they're going to involve Owen Tippett in the deal. So they went there to watching Owen Tippett last Friday. So it would be interesting, but it's a one piece of the puzzle. I expect something else with Tippett. Is it a second round? Is it a third round? Is it another prospect? I don't know. But it would be interesting to see that. Normally, when you trade a guy like Giroux, you gave a first-round pick and a prospect. But I think right now that Florida does not want to give a first-round pick. So it'll be interesting about that one over there. Look who is back, and Mr. Corey Hill in the house. Philippe Saint-Laurent is in the house. Il est de retour avec nous. Three calls. What is this writing and thinking Weber contract as negative value? What is missing? For probably the missing 8 million salary cap space, less money over. You guys, it's funny because when I do a show, I do all the preparation. I do a graphic there, do another graphic there, and then I do this, and then I set up this, and I say I'm going to talk about this, and then you show up and you go all those questions. You destroy my show with all those questions at the first 15 minutes of the show. Now I don't know what to do anymore. Just kidding. So I'm supposed to talk about a trade deadline, and my first player I'm supposed to talk is Claude Giroux. My second player I'm supposed to talk is Shea Weber. And back to back, I got those questions right now. So Philippe, salut coach, what is Ryder and taking Weber contract as negative value? What is missing for probably salary cap space, less money, and own? Wow. All right. So the money of the Shea Weber, I'm going to go through this for everybody, and I'm going to make a video later, not today, tomorrow. Why Shea Weber attracts some team? Because they have some problem money with their own team. So, example, let's start with Arizona Coyotes. On their roster, they have the 23 players. They have 10 of them, not 2, 10 are leaving. So the salary cap is going to be at $37 million when they restart the season next year. They're not going to resign everybody. They play in front of 5,000 people. Their revenue is going to be zero. So what you try to do is to go at the minimum of the NHL salary cap is $60.1 million. So what are you going to do with Weber? They're going to get that $8 million salary cap. They're going to put this on the contract, but they're going to pay him only $6 million for the next 4 years. $3 million next year, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million after that. But that's put $8 million on the salary cap, so that their salary cap jumped from 37 to 45. Then when the season starts, they're going to put Weber on the long-term injury reserve, but that will count for the salary cap. So for them, that proved one extra players on the salary cap, so they can sign another player for $1 million, $1 million, $2 million, $1 million, $2 million, until they reach the $52 million. And then after that, they are only paid $52 million of the $60 million on the salary cap. So they save money. And that's for them is attract Weber to do that, to get there. Now remember, they can get a lot of good things about that. Remember when the Tampa Bay last season, this season, what they did? They gave a second-round pick, I believe, and Tyler Johnson to the Chicago Blackhawks. They dropped the salary cap, and in return, they got Brett Seabrook. Brett Seabrook is out with an injury. So they have $8 million, I believe Seabrook is, or $7 million. They put this on the salary cap on their team. But again, they can spend more money and they can go over the salary cap because of that protection. So that's bring me to you guys, to the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild next season, they have $14 million they have to buy, they have to pay on the buyout. So to get Weber, that will save them $8 million on the salary cap. That will give them a chance to get Fiala or pay or resign Kevin Fiala for a long-term deal. So those kind of management, when you have a player like Shea Weber, that will helping them. To do that, that will helping also the Nashville Predators. So Nashville Predators, what he tried to do with Montreal is to, if ever Weber decide to be retired, that hurt the salary cap of the Nashville for $4.8 or $4.9 million for 4 years. So the Nashville, possible they will give a second round pick to Montreal to get Shea Weber contract, and then he can retire. And now the salary cap of the Nashville does not count at the end of the day. So you have some deal like that can happen for interesting some team like Arizona. They want to fill up the salary cap, or Minnesota because they have to spend $15 million on the buyout, and they want to send Kevin Fiala that we're helping them for the salary cap. And then the Nashville, because they're going to be penalized if Shea Weber retire. Now they will want to get him their contract. If he's retired now, he's swept completely their salary cap or less of 4.9. So that's the reason we talk about Shea Weber at that moment. So hopefully you enter and it's not Penelope Cruz. It's not Safia. It's not also the sister, or the wife of the Parker play basketball. But it's the another one. Here we go. She played the mom of the football players. He was Michael O'Keefe, Michael, whatever he was. He played for the Baltimore Ravens. And then she was the mom of him in the movie. And I just have a blank right now in my head about her. I can see her. She's pretty. But I cannot pronounce her name yet. Hey, the Saint Georgiev want to be a starter and they cannot afford to resign him. Bad news for Alexander. I don't know. Some of you talk always about Georgiev. You have no stats. He had 3 point something a plus per game. His save percentage is below at .910. I don't have trust him at all. Not better to Marichak or Campbell in my eyes for Georgiev. So I don't know about that one over there. Mr. RG Calabron in the house. About Peter and Kelly about the Leafs. From what we hear from Kyle Dubas last Friday, he's really looking for a defenseman. And the only way he waits is to see what's going on with Marzin. Because if Marzin is out, he open up a left defenseman. If Marzin is back, I really believe they're going to looking for the right defenseman. That's really, really what I'm looking for. I don't think so they're looking for the goaltender. I think they really what they have a mess up them is the defenseman. Can they add maybe, I don't think so they will add any more forward or maybe a deep depth forward. Otherwise, I don't see about that. Lundell, tu compares à qui? He can become another Patrice Bergeron, Alexis, or another Barkov, or another AO at some point, Alexis. That would be nice, Peter. Hello, folks. Hello, Mr. Andy Kuivula in the house. No, Alexis, compare Lundell at Brandon Point. It's not good enough for me. Coach, should a forward be considered a serious Selke option even if he does not play on the penalty kill? Not really, Peter, because the Selke is give to the players play on the both ways. So good on the offensive side and great on the defensive side. With time, like 25 years ago, right? Send that 90s, 80s, that. Prior to that, it was only on the player play solidly on the defensive side. How many times Bob Gainey win it with only 15 goals, but it was an amazing player defensive side, and you have other players. Then after that, you have the chance, and now you can see a player produce point, but he's really care about the defensive side, like, it's been like Tachuk or Bergeron in that season now. So a player cannot play on the unit special defensives. That's not going to get that kind of trophy, unfortunately. About that. A little bit like happening with the Norris Trophy for the defensemen. Before that, they really changed the way they vote now for that one. Corey Hill said that hopefully Ottawa Senators stop their losing streak this evening. They are really right now not looking good, Ottawa, honestly. Would be interesting how now Norris is back, but they cannot find the groove right now with him at that moment. So hopefully it will be better. The Flyers got Maman. Oh, wow. I'm surprised I did not see that, Alexis. Maman. Wow. That surprised me. 1-1. That's really surprised me. Coach, c'est un point d'interrogation pas fait encore. Ah, Alexis. Ben, il faudrait que tu le marques dans ta communication, Alexis, parce que ça complique les affaires ici. On pense que tu dis qu'ils ont fait un échange. Donc, avant de te marquer un échange, tu devrais faire un genre de rumeur dans ta conversation, ce qu'on dit que c'est une rumeur et c'est pas un fait. Donc, ça serait vraiment apprécié, Alexis. Pierre-Martin in the house! Yeah, Mo, he just confirmed in French. It's just a rumor for that one. Owen Tippett, Céron Noël, et Mamin in the third. Too much for Claude Giroux. Andy Krieger, and Pierre. Because the coach is very knowledgeable. We have so many questions. Not a problem. That's about the purpose of this show is about the question. And that's what I love to do. I know we need to talk about the game and everything like that, but the point is to bring everything you can love about this. You love all the question, Coach. I love it for sure. That's what I like to do. Talking about hockey. Peter August, if Petrie is Chariot, the next few players you are supposed to talk about. Again, you nail it again, Mr. Peter, because the next one I want to talk is about the Jeff Petrie. And I make some graphics for you. And the next segment of the show where I show to you Jeff Petrie is the worst defenseman in NHL as a power play quarterback. So I have all those information for you guys. It's coming in the next few minutes. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. And please click on the like. That'd be great if you don't mind to do that. Are you going to talk about the Matthews getting his 40? Yes. It's on my graphic again. It's on my show. But I'm not there yet. Will McCall get a lot of hard votes? No, Renault. But he's going to win the Norris Trophy, Renault. About that one over there. You talk about this morning. At that moment, I think Matthews could win the Hart Trophy. At that moment. Philippe Celerin de Belleuil. Try to sell more hot dog, a beer, a jersey, I guess. Yep. And the trade deadline for the Ottawa Senators, who would Senators get? I don't think so. They will get only the fact maybe a draft picks or a prospect. The player they have to look about this one now, what they do is really Nick Paul. What are you going to do with him? They can keep him or they trade him at the trade line. Something we love to have the physicality on Nick Paul, the size of Nick Paul maybe. That will be interesting. What do you get in return for Nick Paul? A third-round pick, maybe slip a second-round pick, but that's pretty much it. He's a UF3 at the end, so it'll be interesting about that one there. The $6.78 million are real cash saving for the Weber contract. About that, Renault. Yep. Hey, Coach Buddy, David Arthur in the house. Unfortunately, Philippe, I don't think so. You're going to get a top prospect in the first round in return for Weber because honestly, they never could use Weber. He helped the team. So for me, I will expect more like a second round pick and a prospect in return. I think I will full pay about that. Now, depend the team, right? So it can maybe only get one pick in return or a prospect in return. It depends always which team they're going to make a trade about that. But it's a little bit too much, Philippe, about the way he said that. Honors care for the bottom line above everything else. Is the Verdun Ontario the best barn in all America? The time, Renault, the time was if they play in the QM, it was so fun to go there at the Verdun when I was, it was great to see that. Philippe, salut bien, here we go. Anthony Manzano, number 1 president, Florida Panthers in the house. Remember when I was talking a lot of time about NHL and I'm talking about Elio Penciucci and those and Kimberly Ina and Michael Myers and there was the first one at the show in the morning, and it was only one person, two people in the morning. And then Anthony, he was coming up with us with a lot of questions about the Panthers. Anthony was one of the show, and like 18 months ago, he was the early guy show up here in the morning. It was only 3 people, 5 people. It was like, oh my God, it was an amazing, great morning. But we increased at 15 right now. Sometimes we have 20 in the morning. It's a process, and one day at a time. Maybe in 1 year from today, I'll maybe be in Thailand, and then we maybe have 35 people here, and coach will only answer the question. Who knows what could happen? But that's life, right? Who is going to win the Lane suitcase this deadline? He is number 20 bait. He game pick up recently. No, Renault. Patrick Lane is not on the trade bait. Number 1, first of all. Secondly, he is only a RFA. And thirdly, he have a minimum to sign him for 1 year for $8 million. So I don't expect Patrick Lane be on the trade deadline at that moment. I think the Columbus have a couple of players like the goaltender situation. They are UFA. The Max Domi is another player right now for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Are really the one they're looking to make some transaction about those 3 players over there. And then they keep Elvis and they trade Corpicello. That's the one I believe will happen with Max Domi. So they are really the 2 of them, really the one where I don't see at that moment Patrick Lane go somewhere. Coach Hockey, accounting, awesome. You're welcome. Talk to you later, Mr. David Arthur. Schedule, I go back. RJ, I have a lot of game tonight, 11. Coach, even Stroke and Nashville is trying to trade Patrick Lane. Where do you think he's end up at the deadline? You talk about Patrick Forsberg, I believe, Anthony. Patrick Lane for Columbus. So I don't know you talk about Lane or Forsberg because you talk about Nashville. So if it's a Patrick Lane, I said earlier, like a few minutes ago, I said I don't think so. He's on the trade bait a lot at that moment because he's a RFA and he only wait for become I think he have 2 more year RFA before he become a UFA. I would be really strange to see that. Now, if you talk about Philip Forsberg, you have no conversation yet between the both camp. David Poy is a very veteran director general manager. He's over 30 years in NHL. But he's the agent of Forsberg is J.B. Barry. And Barry is a tough negotiator about contract. So they have 2 butt head right now. And I think that's moment push everything all the way there. That's why we have to figure out something because the trade deadline is coming. And Forsberg, one of the top 10 best players right now at that moment in NHL, I believe. So it'll be really interesting what Nashville is going to do with Forsberg. The days we're going to ask about that. History cap center reflect like an economic concern like that's the foreign exchange rate. He likes to watch the Canadian team suffer loss. He's stuck with this Renault. It's not anything. He can do anything about that. The vote for the owners, it will never pass, unfortunately, for that. You have nothing to do, Batman, about this. It's the owner who control the league. It's not Batman control the league. It's the owner control the league. And Batman can bring opinions. We can bring some proposal, but it's the owners, the Jacob, the words, the old owners control the league at the end of the day. So, unfortunately, happened there. Would Detroit be foolish to, and they talk about this. I don't understand why they would move Pertuzzi. He just signed a new contract last season, I believe, at $4.9 million, or the year before for 3 years. So I don't know why they would trade this. It's not the style of Steve Yzerman. So I would be curious about this. The second thing now, can he get a big thing in return? It's a possible that more maybe open up. But otherwise, I don't see that, Renault, at that moment from Steve Yzerman. Sound like Montreal all the cut against Nashville with a Weber contract. Exactly. Why not demand a first from them so Nashville I would have kept it. It could be that direction possible at some point, Peter. But Nashville pray for them to another team trade with Montreal for Weber. That's the first thing. The second thing, they have a negotiation since last August with the NHLPA, the NHL, and to fix this problem. They try to avoid that situation because Marc Bergevin protect the Montreal Canadiens if ever Weber retire, so they have the balance of the contract. So that's where they are. So Nashville pray for that negotiation shut down and avoid the salary cap, or a team trade for Shea Weber from the Montreal Canadiens, so they don't have to spend that kind of the draft pick or whatever is the first, second, or whatever. Would Leaf kick the tire or the Korpisalo or Provorov or Ristolainen? I don't think so for Korpisalo. The Ristolainen have some development for the last 24 hours. He got an offer for the Flyers for 4 point something and 4 million to 4.7, I believe, and for 3 years or 4 years, and it was not good enough. Now, Ristolainen, guys, the team love him a lot, and the teammate like him a lot. So you have some negotiation possible to Ristolainen stay around the Flyers at some point. If you don't see him get traded at the trade deadline, expect Ristolainen stay with them. About the Provorov, captain of the team, or this was a rumor happening for the last couple of weeks or 1 month ago. I don't see this movement over there for that one, for the Flyers trade him, honestly. Problem, Mason, is, does Lady Bing or Selke are more pressing among the players, the Selke Renault, about that one over there? Probably Mason on the Ducks coach. You talk about the trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, it could happen about that one, the Toronto Anaheim. Anaheim, Randy Carlyle right now, he have to figure out what he does with Langholm, what he does with Raquel, what he does with Mason. With someone else also. They have to figure out about that one over there. So it would be interesting about that, what they're going to do. Now, the Minnesota Wild own a prospect and NCAAs called Jack McBain. Remember the player playing NHL, Andrew McBain, in the past? That's his son. He finished his 4 years with the Boston College this season. And when you don't sign with a contract with the own team after you complete your NCAA, you become UFA. Exactly what happened with Jimmy Vesey. Remember that situation with Jimmy Vesey? And the other players happening before that. But whatsoever, it's possible the Minnesota Wild trade is right for someone. So I wouldn't be surprised the negotiation with Minnesota Wild and the Montreal Canadiens, it could have that kind of trade between Weber and the kids, Jack McBain. I'm going to talk about him in another video, what kind of player is he, and everything like that, for explain to you why maybe Montreal be interested. We know Ken Hughes been with his sons in the NCAA with a Northeastern, where they play each other, and he knows everybody around Boston. So that would be something maybe we can put a red flag about that one of theirs to be maybe careful about, not careful, but a caution, maybe it could have something, could have an impact for the Montreal Canadiens at some point. Probably Mason, they need a Selke equivalent for an offensive defenseman. At some point, they talk about split the Selke like the Norris, but I don't think so that will happen, unfortunately, but I can understand right now about this. Vancouver very hot last 10 game. Will you be shocked if they qualify the postseason? Yesterday I was said, I don't see that. But you never know, right? They could do that. The biggest thing, what I'm supposed to talk is about J.D. Miller too. What do you do with J.D. Miller? That's another subject where they have to figure out. Some people said they're not going to trade J.D. Miller. But I'm going to open up the door here. I would not be surprised. Because Colorado right now is not on the sweepstake anymore for Giroux, but they would love to have J.D. Miller to make a trade with them. The Vancouver is looking for the defenseman, a right defenseman, play with Ken Hughes, a young prospect or younger players. But the Vancouver is not sure they want to trade Miller. They may be looking to trade Bowser. But the Colorado were looking for J.D. Miller and not Giroux. Why? Because you have 1 more year at $5.8 million. Kadri is leaving. So if Kadri is leaving, you pick up Miller, you get a second center for 1 more year. And then you also have to sign the contract for McKinnon's coming soon. So if you look about everything, it just makes sense to me to get J.D. Miller. Now, can they trade Justin Barron to the Vancouver? Barron is a part of the puzzle of the they like him a lot, Colorado. The problem with Colorado is what we do with Barron. The concussion, he got more and more. Is this going to be over for him? We don't know. But I would not be surprised if Giroux is going to Florida, if J.D. Miller is going to Colorado, and those muscle piece of the puzzles fixed over there. But that's what we are right now. 13 days before the trade deadline. I could be completely wrong at the end of the day. And 2020's draft, Riley Gregg was compared to Brad Marchand. I know that was 2 years ago, but I'm curious what you think about him. That kind of players. The problem with Riley Gregg, I'm not sure he can be like Brad Marchand as an offensive player. I don't see him scoring 14 goals or 50 goals or 100 points. The Riley Gregg is his own enemy is himself. He take a lot of penalties for no reason. When he's going to be more mature, understand a bit more to become a professional, he's going to be a top 6, I believe. And he's a great forward, forechecker, a great player for sure. What kind of player you can remind him, I'll be honest with you, is the players play for Vancouver. He went to Anaheim, and he got retired early because he was hurt. Jeez. He was a solid center. The name he dropped me right now. Jeez, I'm getting old. I cannot remember anybody anymore. He got retired because of injury. But that's the kind of player. He's a winger, but unfortunately, Riley Gregg. But it's a kind of player where he's not big. He's a smaller, but he is really a forechecker, very solid. About that one over there. Will player like Barzal, Shane Goss, Nyquist, Eberle, or Obakso have interest on the wrist eye? No Barzal. Kospiger is right now. Goss is on the discussion. Nyquist, I think Sarika would be a problem. Eberle, no. Okposo could be, but again, you talk about players right now, Eberle, Okposo with a big contract, so I don't know the players the team would want this. All of them are not UF free, although the fact is goals could be a problem with that. Landel compare à Guy. Patrice Bergeron, Landel, Barkov, Hao, that kind of players like that, Alexis, about Landel. Prospect visit established player. I think I want established player first. You know what you're getting. What do you prefer, coach? It's all depends, Pierre, about where are you with your team. Are you rebuilding? Are you retools? Are you transform? And it's all about that way over there. When you reach a prospect, you are on the development. So you need to see this. When you're established players, it depends now the age, the contract, what kind of player he is. And that's those factors versus the prospect. You never know what the prospect can become at some point. You never know when he's going to reach that kind of level or expectation was. So it's different factors make the difference between a prospect and established players. Can Bond Jr. come? No, Alexis from Bone Jr. He's just signing a new contract over there. Go, giving most hockey stick our mate in Vietnam or Thailand, would there be a business you can get into? Not anymore for me, Renault. I try to be only on YouTube channel now, and I want to get retired, so I don't think so. Johnny said, Stephen White is convinced Price will return later this season. I always thought Price would play some game late this season. He said the Price he want to play this season, you thought, coach. The situation with Carey Price, guys, is all riff. Yeah, only one person knows this. Only one. Only one. Nobody else. Carey Price does not know. Is the doctor of Carey Price. He's the only one know if his knee is able to let him play. When the doctor tells the Carey Price, hey buddy, you full recovery at 100%. Then after that, Carey Price can decide himself if he wants to do it or not. Mentally, he's ready. Is the health of his physicality of his knee, if he can or he cannot. I still believe for me, he may be play at the end of the season. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to have Carey Price for 5 games at the end of the year? I don't see that. What's the purpose behind that? I believe Carey Price should wait next season and maybe practice a lot at the end of the season with the team, with the full equipment, and go there. But what's the purpose behind that? When he does this, right, now you have $10 million you have to carry on the salary cap. And now what you do with the rest of the people, because you're already at $89 million salary cap, you're going to mess up all the salary cap for 5 games? I don't see that. I don't see that. You need to see what he looked like. Same at Laval for conditioning. It's 7 days. You're going to see what he looked like after that, in my opinion. Forsberg is a super awesome. Yes, it is. Wheelchair curling, China 10, USC 0. Wow, China is good. Salut John, salut Renaud. 6.5%, 68 is turned down. And it was not the number we heard. The number was below at 5 years. At $5 million, Renault. The Flyers never, I don't know where's this coming from, but I don't think so this is true about that one over there. I don't know who mentioned those. The number I mentioned are really solid for what I know, and it's below $5 million. It was the beginning of the proposal. And when you start like this as the Flyers, you don't start the next level at that level. You go lower at the beginning, then you can increase. But I would never give $6 million. I would not give him $36 million for that part of there. It's $36 million. You talk about $30 million at some point. 6 and 5 or 6, yes, 4.76 was about like $32 million. But I don't know it's $36 million about that. Can Ristolainen be good at Montreal, fit at Montreal? I don't like Ristolainen. He's a right defenseman. He played under his expectation. He never reached the level he played the first 5 years in the NHL. I don't think so. For me, I would not touch him. He's not a power play. He's not a top best defenseman. He's better for the pairing second defenseman. And for me, I would know that as Claire R. Elderhow. Thank you so much. Awesome. Claire R., tell us a little bit more what your team, which team do you like, where you coming from, and we can talk a little bit more to know who you are. Welcome aboard. And why not to welcome the way we like to welcome the subscriber of the show? What we do, Coach? Here we go. Here we go. Rivers subscriber. Thank you. We are less of 20 subscribers to reach the 4,000. Who is going to be the 4,000? We give him a free car. It's coming from Enotap. We took the car for Enotap and we gave to the one when the 4,000 subscriber. And Enotap will be happy about that. Was only the Blackhawks, yes, and Jose Kraken are our seller. Possible RJ about that. USA minus Finland. Thank you so much, RJ. All the West team are galling East team for cheaper code on the players. I don't know about that. The problem with the West is like because the race is so tight over there, so nobody can sell at that moment. I'm talking about the Jet. Can wait a little bit longer. The Jet have another great players. If Colorado cannot get J.D. Miller, I believe Colorado is going to knock the door for the Winnipeg Jet for Andrew Coop. I don't know if the Jet want to let him go because I feel like Paul Stastny is over there. The year from Blake Wheeler. And can the Jet open up now to become a buyer, a seller? That's the biggest question over there. I feel that the Jet should keep Andrew Coop over there. Giving 8 East team are in so some disappoint. Well, that's happened sometime, honestly. During the year, because usually Montreal should not be eliminated normally. That's not help. And then the New Jersey with those situations with many, some team got really a lot of injuries. Does not help at the end of the day. I'm making a dog. All right, my friend Zef Lecav in the house directly from Montreal. Awesome, Alexi. McBean to Brent Boy. Brent Boy is 6'7", so I don't think so. Maybe that's style, but I don't know. Vancouver could be buyer at GD State this year. It will be a risk for them. I think they will keep Miller. I wouldn't say a buyer. It depends what they are. They're going to compete until, for them, in the next 2 weeks, they're not going to be right away in the playoff. So they have to be careful. They'll maybe patch up something over there, but otherwise, I'm not sure about this. McKinnon 2.58. I have no problem with that part. It's going to be undervalued if he got 12.5, because the next 6 years, the contract in NHL is going to be between $15 million to $20 million. I predict Austin Matthews become the first players could get $20 million at some point, or $17 million at some point. Colorado should do that trade for Miller for sure. They are the favorite and need to go all in. I agree with you, Peter, about that one there. And they protect themselves for 2 years, so why not? Giroux to Florida does not really make sense to me. They need a defenseman who is defensive mind at top. Yes, they need a left defenseman. For me, the Giroux situation, a little bit for me, is it's what they need, honestly. If they play a forward like Giroux, they need a right wing. But Ken Verhey can play right. Then they say, you know what, it's no matter, we can play left and right. We are so good anyway. They just put them at the next level with Giroux. But I think for me, like you mentioned, is a left defenseman. They need really a left defenseman over there for sure about that, Peter. Coach, do you remember me? Yes, I remember you, Mr. Zef. Peter, August, I disagree. Giroux would be a perfect fit for the Panthers. That would be a good perfect fit. What Peter said to you, Veleo, is they did not fix their problem they have as the left defenseman. Chariot is the key for them on my eyes. That will helping them to get the next level with Chariot. So Chariot is not like a superstar, but they need an LD. And Chariot at $3.5 million is cheap. So for me, that would be the one over there. I'm 53. I'm not there yet. Jesus. Giroux want to get trade. Giroux want to get trade near the Philly. So the Rangers is the best fit. I don't see the Rangers really running for Giroux. But it could happen there. Honestly. The problem with Giroux is a left winger. And Rangers are full left. They are Grader. They are Panarin. They are Lafreniere. So that's complicate a little bit the situation for the Rangers. The Rangers looking for two players. A guy can play like Sammy Blais because he's out. Likonen. Then they may be looking for the L defenseman. Like saying we need a left defenseman. They're really looking for a right wing also, the Rangers. Giroux is not a right winger, but who knows. I think they have one of the best offense in the league. Defense is the only weakness about that. Chariot to the Panthers sound good. Yes, for me, it's looking good. That statement is one of the strong, but it doesn't mean they could not get a player like Giroux next to backup instead of changing line every game. Like I said, that they can Giroux guys mess up. They complete the top six so much better. Because what you can do, you can put Giroux center also, move back Bennett on the right wing, and that fix the. It just make more of them, but the left defenseman is really what they're looking for. I would love to say Winnipeg, we miss you, Carrie. For me, price window is over. Time to move on, and is way too expensive. Zev, the problem with that, it's not true because you cannot move him with contract with $10 million. So, and then who do you get as a goaltender after that? And it's a lot of puzzle with that. He is retired, that's facilitate everything. He stay, but you have to carry on $10.5 million, and you cannot move him with $10.5 million. So a lot of things you know what I mean? You cannot start a move on with him. And I don't think so. It's too, and I always disagree with this one, someone. He's way too expensive. At some point, I was thinking that would, but he's not. You need a goaltender to win in NHL. And without no goaltender, you cannot win in NHL. The Vasilevsky at 9.5. The next contract, just again, is going to be $10 million. That's how he works. The Proboski at $10 million. If you don't have not a good goaltender, it don't go nowhere. Look, Minnesota. They don't pay goaltender, but look what you're doing right now. Look Kakkonen. Look Talbot. Look San Jose. What they look like over there. Now, you need a goaltender to perform at the money they spend. About that one over there. Of course, it will help, but the defense not bad at people. Some to think. I would be disagree with you. Their defense is really struggle in Florida. Look when they lose the 3 games. They point a lot. Poporski. Ekblad was bad. Kudos is not a second pairing defenseman in NHL. I apologize, but Kudos is not. That's the problem they have over there. They share the defenseman. It's not great on the right side over there. You go to use a better defenseman as a second pushback. The problem they cannot is because they have Monto and Kudos back to back. So they cannot fix the third defenseman. Fosling Wigger is okay, but you need someone. Carlson is not a good answer over there. And you can go with Kerstead or you can go. But I believe that the problem is the defenseman in Florida on my eyes over there. I agree with you, Zeph. South of the 40 is too much. Give Montembeault, Primo, and Hammond the chance. I'm not sure now I follow up with everybody. Was Mike Green robbed the Norris by Sharon 0909? It was vote, so I don't know if this, at the end of the day, it could happen about what? Mr. Richard Mullen, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, I think both of them, I think Bert Burns have a great year that year, 15-16. He was a great defenseman at that moment for San Jose Sharks. And then I'll be great about that. And it's shown a very fresh new look of his post-season first maker, 13th season, including reimagine. Do you shoot left? Me, I shoot right. It's a perfect world. Panthers get both Sharia and Giroux, but that's not realistic. It could happen. You never know what could happen. Are they registering with the Packers? Yep, that was announced. I would break Price's leg so he goes on the other for a long time. He tried to a team he need to reach the cup floor. All right. Stanley Cup start with goaltending. Exactly. Rangers, New York Rangers trade target 2 weeks until, of course, the Rangers will have one more Stanley Cup if they have better goaltender at some point. I don't know about this, Pierre. They always been a great goaltender. Mick Richter, Lundqvist for 15 years. Pierre. I don't know about that one over there. It's maybe a debate for this, but I think with Lundqvist, you are solid about that. Last year, Tampa Bay Florida played very stupid game. Could have tried to hit open eyes, play himself out of play. Too easy for Tampa Bay. With too much penalties. Bennett did not help with the suspension. The goaltender point is valid. Just look at the team he was dropping in the standing. They all struggle with goalies. Yep. I agree with you about that one over there. I'm supposed to go there, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to run this very quickly. We can move out of this very soon. Then, if he retired, then you got his worst. Then you are forced to trade for free agent right away. So Montreal Canadiens should go for a trade and return his value and see what you get. No, Curry. Not at all. You keep him or he get retired. That's it. Montreal does not right now with the salary cap problem they have to retain money. You cannot retain money. It's not going to helping a lot about that. I'm going to skip who are they today, obviously, about that one over there. And they was talking about the new cup. This is a new design Stanley Cup 2022. And they have some reason why it's like this. I'm not going to go through this, but this is a new cup about that. That's pretty good. I like those. It's not big. Yeah, no, it's something you need to change, everything like that. So it'll be a good thing about that. Like the Oilers passing the Islanders on 80s, the Panthers can knock off the Lightning this season and win a cup. Possible about that one, Renault. I would not be surprised. But it could be another team can do that for sure. The 3-star of the weeks, I'm not going to go deep, but Chesterkin, 300, 1.67, 0.955. Chesterkin, he tried to score again yesterday or 2 days before. Nick Schmaltz, 8.7 the same game and 2 game, and then Robinson, 2 hat-trick last week, guys. 7 goals, 7 points, and 3 in 3 games. No assist for Jason Robinson. 2 hat-trick back-to-back about that one over there. It was earlier mentioned, extension, Jared McCann, $5 million, $25 million. Congratulations, I believe he's underrated in NHL. Florida Panthers have him. Pittsburgh have him. Toronto have him. And then now it's a little Kraken about that one over there. And you can read about everything about this. He got his 100 tail, his 100 NHL assists February 2nd during his 400 play game in February 21. And I can go all the way with Avon over there. If you like analytic, this is analytic. His market value guy is at $7.7 million. He's right now GSVA. Last season, he was at 1.7. Now he's at 2.1. And you can see his offensive is increasing. Now we're looking for 57 points with 29 goals and 28 assists. What a plus right now for them for sure. Yesterday we got the first 40 goal of the year. First player to reach 40, Aston Matthews this season. He's getting now his 4th season active player straight with 40 goals. Steven is at 5. Ovechkin have 11 season of 40. About that one over there. Marner reached also, they became the 5th active players right now to start his career with at least 660-point season. He joined Ovechkin, Matthews, Kopitar, and Sidney Crosby. Congratulations about that. This is the result of the game yesterday. 3-2 for the Kings over the Boston Bruins. Panthers beat the Buffalo 6-1. The Toronto gave the lead by 3. Then they come back Columbus, but not good enough at the end. Toronto with the 4-line win yesterday. The Colorado dominate 5-1, but the Islanders came back with 3 goals at the 3rd period. The score don't show exactly what happened in McCall with 2 goals, 19 of 20 of the season. Matthews scores 40 of the year. Then the Calgary, Tyler Toffoli scored 2 goals for the Calgary. Is 16-17, I believe. Is 7 goals and 10 games with the Calgary Flames, and they beat the Edmonton Oilers where they are. Good performance, Koskinen, but not good enough, honestly. But the Calgary beat them about that one over there. Renault is the passing about. Yeah, no, who they are. The Toronto make a mistake, not protect McCann. Yeah, I agree with you. Was him or Kerfoot. McCann is 1.5 less Galley a year. About that, yeah. But McCann, it never reached the career of Gallagher at that moment, Renault. Leave lucky they got Bonding. About that, yeah, I agree with you, Michael Bonding. And with that line, Austin Matthews is out right now. I'm really impressed. Keep that out, Austin. You're incredible. Like Corey Hill, I agree with you. Can he win the Hart? I was supposed to talk about Shea Weber. You know already. I'm supposed to talk about Giroux. You know already. I'm supposed to talk about Jeff Petrie. And I want to show to you this right now. The Canadian power play is slowly starting to figure things out with 4 goals and 16 power play opportunities in the last 3 games. Under normal circumstances, Petrie would be a part of that solution. But he has just 1 point this season and 94 minutes of power play time, which is the worst in the NHL among the 77 defensemen who play at least 50 minutes with a man advantage. The reticence of playing Petrie on the power play become very understandable. And then Petrie has been bad for a very long time on the power play. Among the 35 NHL defensemen who has played at least 400 minutes of 5 versus 4 in the past 4 seasons, Petrie unit ranked at less expected goal per hour at 26 of the 35 and actual goal per hour. That's the old result of Jeff Petrie. So Petrie is better at 5 versus 5 versus a 5 versus 4. And I don't go all the way that way with it, but that gives you an idea what Petrie, in my eyes, should be traded. And Jeff Petrie is not a quarterback in NHL as a power play opportunity. And the only reason he did well last season when he was playing, or the last 2 years when he played with Weber, because Weber can put a puck in the net. Otherwise, Petrie have no create any impact. I can show to you the breakout he does, but it's not have no time for that one there. It could be for another time for that one over there. Hi, John Gregan. Good to see you here. He turned out to be a good player, you know. Mathieu has been a very... wow, I can't try. Hold on. Got Lincoln Biden. Oui, je viens du Québec. Mon nom Fro Grael. J'étais né à Montréal, à Shawinigan et demeure en Floride maintenant. Dans un petit beau petit Québécois. How good Krasov is, coach? I wouldn't be surprised he scored 20 goals in NHL, Johnny. He's not like a Kaprizov, honestly. But he has no reason he can become a good hockey player in the NHL at some point. He's a second line in my eyes. He can be good. He have a quick release for me. But again, he never proved it in NHL yet. So it would be interesting, but I will looking for him if the Montreal can put his hand put on him for sure. He was a 9 overall pick, so you have a quality there. It's just you have no agreement with New York Rangers in him for the reason. Now, how can they pay 6.5 to a right defenseman who cannot play on power play, Renault? This is the best question you can ask this at Marc Bergevin, honestly. Yeah, let's criticize Jeff Petrie. Main is not nice. But that's the reason why he does not perform, honestly, Corey. It's Jeff Petrie. Guys, it's time to do this. It's time for the quiz. And what we do here, we find the 3 questions. We'll see who's going to get it today.
Oh, my God!
The first question of the day is, how many season Teppo Nominen as with 100 shots on the net, on the goal, a plus during his career? The number we're looking is 13. Do you believe he has less or more season NHL with the most, with 100 goals on the net during his career, or 18 or 20 season in NHL? John Grim, I need to start the time. I apologize. John Gregor said B. RG said B. Like any public figure, yeah, it's part of their job to criticize. Renault said B. Joseph said A. Jose Duarte said B. Corey Hill said B. Wow, everybody said B and nobody said A. Corey Hill said B over. Valeo O said A. You know him. Naminen. Do we have something else? Yamo said A. The Finland people said A here. Kelly said B. Anybody else? It's free to participate. Richard Manin said B. We're going to give 10 seconds. Yeah, you and Joseph. And the answer, guys, is Peter. Oh, we have Peter. Said, we count down on the Finland.
Oh, my God!
It's under 12 season of 100. We have Mr. Joseph Veleo and Yamo Vitanen and Peter August got that one over there. So that's congratulations for that one over there. Question number 2.
Oh, my God!
is how many season Matt Sundin has with 30 goal to 39 goal. Not 44, not 26, only in the 30s season the goal in NHL he has during his career. It's looking for 9. Is it over or under? Yamo, you start with under today. Renault said B. Vileo said A. Jean Grégoire said B with Peter. Curry Hill said over. It's that easy, Curry Hill. The minute was quick. Yamo said B over. Anybody else? Joseph Laham. Stop to do your cookies and tell me an answer. Joseph Laham said under. Is it Kelly? Give an answer, Kelly. Kelly and Richard Mullen. Go to wait a little bit more. RG said over. Wait for Kelly and Richard Mullen said over. All right. The answer, that's one, guys, is...
Oh my God!
Over 10 season, he got Matt Sundin. Now we have Yamo 2-2, Peter August 2-2, and we have about 7 other people with one good answer. So possible Yamo or Peter win, but other people can tie the game. So it'll be interesting how it's going to happening. And we're going to do right now at number 3.
Oh my God!
How many season the defenseman Ken Tanico has 0 goal during his career? How many seasons he played? Danny Tanico played 20 years in NHL. He has 0 goal during his career. Yamo, he paid back right now. This number is 7. Do you believe it's over or under? He played in NHL with 0 goal. How many seasons he got this one? RG said under. Thank you, RG. Jose Girardi said under. Joseph said over. Renaud said under. Richard Mullen said under. Oh, the time. Richard Mullen. Villéo said under. Pierre Martin said under. Corey Hill said under. Yamo said over. I'm waiting for Peter August. Anybody see the answer of Peter August? Pierre Martin said under. I need Peter August. You win. You're looking for the win. Peter August. He said under. So now we have a dilemma here. We have both of them lead, Yamo and Peter August. One of them is going to win because someone is under and someone is over. Jean Grégoire said over. Corey Hill, second time you forgot the clock. Yep. So we have a winner here today. We have a winner today. Who is going to win? Mr. Yamo can win 3-3 or is going to lose. If it's over, Yamo win. If it's under, Peter August win. 1-3 is going to get 3-3. And the winner of this game,
Oh my God!
it's under 6 season. Mr. Ken Danigo got an NHL. And the winner of this, Mr. is Peter August. I don't know why, Yamo. People want you lose. Yamo. Congratulations, Peter August. A perfect game at 3-3 today. Yamo, Corey Hill, Renault, Richard Marlin, and RJ and Veleo have 2 good answers. Pierre Martin, Jose Duarte, John Grega, and Joseph Laham. After he started with 1-1, are only 1 good answer today. And the rest of you, if you play, obviously have 0. We don't mention your name when you have 0 because we don't want to, you know what I'm talking about. But congratulations, Mr. Peter. Yamo is a good performance today. Better at 0-3 yesterday, 0 goal, and the ask Tyler Myers under 15 over 13 from RJ. Guys, this conclude another show. I know this sometimes the show goes to different direction, but I love those shows when you ask questions, and that's going happening for the next couple of days. We will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock, but don't forget tonight we are back at 6 o'clock with Mr. Tap, the Ferra Tap. Tonight we go only prediction. Don't show up late tonight. We're going to start early. We have 11 games in the NHL tonight. So I believe at 5:30, we're going to start 6:30, I'm sorry. So the show at 6 to 7, but we start early tonight. So we don't talk a lot. We're going to go all the prediction, 11 game on this one over there. Yesterday, round with Kings 20. He's the winner with a perfect night, 5-5. Congratulations, Ron, about that one there. Mr. John Grega got also the number of the goal, Mr. Yamo, with 34. I think we're going to add this now in the contest. I like that one over there. Thank you so much, everybody. But before we leave,
you are awesome.
Yes, you are.
You are amazing.
Yes, you are.
You are the best.
Yes, you are.
And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate your support of the Hockey National Show. Without you, this would be impossible. You just make my day better when you show up every single day, whatever at the time, the morning, afternoon. It's not about the number, it's about the quality. And you are the quality of people, human being. And remember, you can make it fun at any time with your voice or your gesture. Until then, my friend, we say to you, be well, be healthy, find a way not only to dominate your day, find the way to dominate your year 2022. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. Booyah! Have a great day, Joseph. See you later. John Grega, RJ, we love you. Richard Marlin, thank you so much. Pierre Martin, always a pleasure. Renault, always great knowledge about hockey. Jose Duarte, thank you so much, my friend. Kelly, Peter August, congratulations. And for the rest of you, if I don't name your name, like Alexis Dubé, Carly Hill, always great to having you aboard, and everybody else. Yamo, of course, we love you, buddy. Thank you so much, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Grip now.